when you first start setting boundaries, and that's what we should start talking about too, is how do we set those first boundaries? Because I know that I understood it for myself. I didn't even understand or know what boundaries were until I was in my 30s. So you could imagine the years of, not only did I not set boundaries for myself, I didn't honor other people's boundaries either, because I just didn't understand that whole thing. And it makes sense when you think about, especially for those of us who have started their abuse so young, where our boundaries were just stepped on and we had no voice and it was constantly being stepped on. Of course, you're not going to understand boundaries. You're not going to understand that you need to set boundaries for yourself. You do. I know for me, I just kind of, oh, that's just how life is. That's how people treat me. I didn't realize that I could be empowered to say, no, 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 I don't want you talking to me like that. And so that's the first thing. Is I think that when survivors are just beginning their healing journey, just understanding that you have boundaries, you have to figure them out, and you have a right to set those boundaries. And it doesn't matter how that person on the other side takes those boundaries.
Oh, absolutely. You are definitely worth protecting yourself. I will say that a big misconception around boundaries is that it's blocking other people out.
Right.
It's not. It's about protecting your peace and your path towards your dream life, your goals,
Right.
and to make sure that you're able to have that healthy, positive relationship or the business of your dreams or whatever it may be, that you're able to set boundaries around what you want and the path towards it. And then just one step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And, one of the things I say is the best time to start working towards your dream life is yesterday. The second best time is today.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's just one step at a time because
One little step.
progress looks so different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You
Right.
know, so you
So,
just show up for yourself.
right. Exactly. And the one thing about boundaries, not all of them are spoken either, right? So there's boundaries that are clearly stated, and then there's boundaries that not necessarily anything is said.
Yeah, there is that. I like to just because I have found so much of my boundaries, like that I let get crossed throughout life,
Yeah.
that a lot of it occurred because I didn't communicate it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I assumed there were boundaries there, and then they were like, nope, it wasn't there. And I'm like, dummy me for assuming that based off of like societal norm, you wouldn't cheat on me, but I didn't say you shouldn't cheat on me.
Right.
So I tend to take that extra step now just out of protection for myself that I
Mm-hmm.
over communicate boundaries on everything. Where I'm like, you should know this, but I'm still going to say it anyway
Yeah.
because I want to make sure that it is clear that I made that boundary, I communicated it with you. And so that if it does happen to get disrespected, I can go, look, this was a clearly set boundary. And while it does hurt me to have to, like, we need to make some adjustments here. We can't keep going on like this. I can't
Mm-hmm.
allow my boundaries to get disrespected. And I don't want to disrespect your boundaries. So you just got to communicate that. And it can be difficult once you set those boundaries to uphold them
Mm-hmm.
because you're so used to letting them down. You think maybe if I let this thing go, it won't matter because I'll have the perfect person anyway, right? But you let one thing go and then it's another thing and then it's another thing and then it's a
Yeah.
bigger thing and you're
And then
years
you're
into
so far,
it.
yeah, you're so far down the line now. It's hard to go back and yeah, and be clear about something that happened a while ago.
Yeah, it's so much harder the more time you put into it to step away from it. So that's
Right.
why, like, maybe a lot of our first dates were because we had set boundaries and we were like, oh, we got that one's out, because we knew what we wanted.